my expanded divine panel of the infinite eight to divinely intervene as needed for my highest good, aka the highest good. All right, this is Tokyo and your divine collectives. Shit. Tina. Volume 19. This is the new sun, okay? And it is Wednesday. Officially Wednesday, the 19th, the day prior to Judgment Day. The new moon. I don't know what that tap was, but I heard it. I heard you. All right, we're using one of the decks that I used to carry along with me during the show-ups. And moving forward with that. All right. This is the energy. These are the energy cards, okay, that should apply to, you know, the whole reading, okay. This is the Shaman Tarot, okay. I got a peek for the bottom, which was surprise, surprise. Oh, 10 of Cups in reverse. And that is the color coding. It's the exact thing to that, which is nice. It's nice, you know. That means I am enough, you know. If a mantra were, if a shaman were to have a mantra, I would think that one of the basics would be I am enough. Yeah, root chakra, right? Bottom, my seed is I. I, as a seed, am enough, even at that. So at the top of the deck, no secret to the sauce, is 3 of Swords in reverse. Look, you can't have any heartbreak with that. Starting base, good. Home base is good. So we always start off at home base, and it's all good. And then we make full circle. That's all that I know about baseball. Anyway, I just had a bit of a pomegranate. Anyway, left side, the recipient side, intuitive side, is luckily Mama Bear. It is the Queen of Pentacles, upright. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Queen of Pentacles, Mama Bear, upright. Okay. This is showing up with all due respect for self, for family, and that goes across cultures, species, etc. All life forms. Very, very grounded. Okay, on the right side. Okay, so there's a common, like there's a parallel between new sun and the old sun. You know, people talk about new world, old world. I think this goes in sequence with that. Like the vibe of that, I feel like. So not everything is lost. This is the implication of it. Excuse me. That is correct. On the right side, the Devil card in reverse and King of Wands in reverse. How interesting is that? So this is a player. No. So this is being free-flowing with one's networks. Yeah. Yeah, not being obsessive, not being controlling. Some are, even if we were to be controlling, there's always going to be ins and outs, okay? And I was going to say, the other thing I think I know about baseball is that there are 9 innings, unless it goes into, then after that, if there's a tie, then it goes into overtime. Or I don't remember. I think there's additionals, extensions, after that norm. Okay, so something about ins and outs. I don't know. They told me to say that, like, make sure I say it, because yet again, even after so many readings, since I last mentioned it, there are certain things that I don't mention because I think they're very like minor details, but then they end up showing elsewhere, like in the playlist. So, what do we want to say about this? Okay, so this is being objective with, like, whether we're controlling or not, we might as well not exercise, you know, like, give too many fucks, of like be our own worst enemy in the element of control. And that's how we're moving along. Okay. I forgot to put that one away. Okay. What else? Yeah. With our networks. Yeah, okay. So that's good. We're not trying to control anyone else's happiness, nor ours. You know? Yeah. It should be easy to access and maintain, for sure. What is this? So this is an old eyeshadow that I forgot to put back. Oh, it's one of the common ones that I used to have, but it wasn't a duo. And so it just sat there because I needed the secondsies. So anyway, I forgot to put that in my caboodle when I was sort of setting up here. Oh, I forgot to put in earrings. Which ones shall I choose? I don't really have many in front of me. Do I check any? I don't know if I really feel like it right now. I'll put these ones away. I made a prior selection, but I wasn't thrilled with yesterday's match earring selection thing going on. So anyway, here we go. I am happy to fit back into my rash guard / squirt combo that I normally do. I've been doing it for years, and it's never let me down in all kinds of weather. All right, so those are the energy cards. Now, anything else? No, I can move on. Yes, so moving on to the header cards. Okay, so I ran into the Pomo Tarot, which I have not used in probably at least a year. But when I was going through the crevices of, I told you the things that like certain corners of my room, I found this. It was filed away properly, but I did notice it. And so, oh, look at me. Look at me. I thank myself for doing this. I put little sticky notes over here because they're divided differently. So, these are bookmarks. Okay, so those are the pentacle. I did them by suits. And because, like, they're like the Voyager Tarot where there's different symbology. So the dollars are pentacles, obviously. The bottles are cups. TVs are wands. So, you know, it doesn't click as quickly for me. When I see TVs, I don't automatically think wands. But I guess that's, and then guns are swords. So, that's what we're doing here. Okay. And I have small hands, so, these are kind of harder to shuffle with. But might as well shuffle a bit here. We're doing header cards. Okay, the new sun. This is about joy. This is about happiness. The new terms of it. And I couldn't isolate this just for me. Well, hello there, Mohammed, and thank you for the compliment, for your your personal accolades. Let me see if I can bring you closer over here. Give me a second, because I freed up some space, and I was engaging in activities that were tangible, tactile. I didn't realize it until I was close to the finish. It's not what you think. it's probably nothing that you absolutely could even guess. So I did that, and I'm not done yet. That's funny. Hold on. Is this too close? I kind of prefer it this close, though. Give me a second. Let me know if you can't hear me. Are we gonna do an above portion here? Let's do a little prop up. Give me a second. Maybe this thing. Oh, my darling. Goodness, gracias. You're gonna be so close. You're funny. Okay. Yeah, that way, like, especially if I'm like curious of how something is like looking, like sometimes I don't realize that my squirts don't look like they be squirting. So there's that. Mhm. Let me change the lighting on here. Give me a second because it looks like I darkened the screen. So let's bring it back up here. Oh, scheiße. Oh, much better. Now I can see. Okay. Can I do this? Can we really do this? Something like that. But then I have to look down like that. Give me a sec. Oh, we're fixing this. Maybe this thing. One more thing to put right behind here. Oh, it's beautiful. Now I have to put on my glasses because I can't, even though you're up close, I still can't see. Oh, I forgot. I left my glasses because they were driving ones in my car. I have other ones. Shoot. That's funny. That's a lot. Oh, a lot of trolls here, huh? I'm beautiful. Whatever age range I am. So somebody said I look 50 or 55, something like that. You know, even if I did, I don't know why anybody would have a problem with that. Um, um, yeah. So somebody must be like drinking or on some kind of drugs again. Probably my ex. All right, let's clear the room real quick. Okay. Let me see here. Okay, there's that. Let's see here. Let's make space for the real ones. Okay, let's clear the room. What else? Anyone else? Anyone else that wants to be removed? Whew, God. Let's put my hair up real quick because it's hot. Hold on, give me a second. You know, the dumbest thing about those comments was that, like, their their insults or whatever was, about being like 50 and up. And it's like what do you call it? So your flex is that you want to die young. Is that what you're telling me? You know? Ridiculous. Okay. Let me see. Glasses. Ugh, it's so blurry. Holy craps. Okay, maybe I just need to get used to it. Is it long distance? Yeah, these are more like, oh my gosh, they're so much better for long distance. Yeah, because like up close, it doesn't really do much. Hello. All right, so time to do the header cards. Now that okay, this is messing with my eyesight up close. Okay. Give me 1 second though. How was I gonna do that? One more clearing. I don't know. I don't think those energies make me feel bad. Yeah. I just don't have room for them, you know? I don't think any of my collective does either. It's like, it's just all clutter, yeah? It's like, we don't even need to expend the effort to tuning them out when we could just do it, you know, technically, you know? All right, time for some action. All right, these are the header cards. Oh, this one? Yes. Left, right, left, left, or right, right, left, or right, left. This is again, left or right. Okay. It's a lefty sandwich, okay? The right is the meat, the left is the bread. That means left, like we're getting bread. that means abundance. That means money, moolah, buku, bucks. Okay. On the right side, meat, you know, that's where it matters. Okay, so this way. Okay. Okay. All right, so this one is 3 of Cups in reverse and 4 of Wands extroverted. Why is it laughing? Those are the energy card. I mean, those are the header cards. And then the right side. Excuse me. This is the Fool card, extroverted. Okay. So this is like moving right along because it's like we're like just like what happened over there. I'm being disrespected in my own home. Like this is my home. Like I get to say what goes and stays and what goes. And what is removed. And so so everything's coming into play like in its now moment, in its constancy. Whether people have something to say about it or not. So whether it's this identity or that, or some generic name, some generic identity, someone who hasn't sobered up, that's dealing with their demons and tries to have us babysit, you know, for a bit, looking for attention, whatever. It's all the same. So we already know that. Being mama bear, we protect our space. Mm-hmm. And then, so I'm not even putting up with usernames that have bullshit references like, you know, like subliminal messaging in it. And just remove it. Like, you're not adding anything here, especially with your paired commentary. So we'll go ahead and remove that as well. Okay. All done. Yay. All right, so we're moving right along. Like this is again being objective and detached with the, you know, with the networks. We move right along. Okay. Interesting. The new sun. Okay. Empress is in reverse. Also objective. This is the heightened level of the queen of all queens, basically. We're just in the like, this is kind of like a preventative care instead of damage control within the feminine suit. So or a feminine role. And what were you gonna say about that? Being objective. I forgot what I was gonna say about that. I think that's all that needs to be said about it. Yeah. All right. Anything else? Okay. 7 of Swords and 4 of Cups. Okay. So with this new sun type of energy, I mean, it's prefixing the next series or the next volume, which is Judgment, New Moon, Intentions. And I think, you know, like in having to do like your annual reviews, you have your self-assessment. This is very much similar to that, meaning that when judgment rolls out, our intentions, our inputs, like our reviews, our critiques on our audits really mean a lot to the final rollout. So even though 4 of Cups is conceived of as like the multiple choice question, I don't feel like that implies a test, because the messaging system over here, even if they were depicting like real life names, real life people, like energy is energy. So it's just going through the practice, keeping ourselves honest to what's out there. Our input still matters, because there are a lot of energies that behave in a way that like present themselves in a way that outrightly like doesn't matter, you know. So yeah, somebody's gotta care about what they put out there. Interesting. Okay, there's that. So Takyo and your Divine Collectives, Shyt, Tina, volume 19, The New Sun. I was, yesterday, even before I did, that reading, I was hoping that today I was going to be happy enough to, show up for the reading. Not that I wasn't in the previous states, but I thought it would be kind of ironic, not to feel that way when doing reading, particularly for this one. And because I did that tactile type of activity, got immersed in that and made dinner with both my kids, and it was all good. So good I didn't really have to have like a formal dessert. And I don't know, I feel like I cleaned up enough today and slept well enough, but I don't want to stay up late lately like I have been for the past couple of nights. No, this is not a general reading. It's just for me and my Divine Collective. So, well, thank you. Even though there's like a generic, whatchamacallit, a generic, screen name, is that what you call it? Tag, handle, oh my gosh, I think it's a handle. And you had a nice compliment. Anyway, 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, so this is a sense of ownership for sure. Hold on, I think that there's some like investors here. You see? There's investors. There's investors like watching, like who shall they invest in? Wait, is this internal? Only to what I had just described, but then the latter half is external. Somewhere like, it looks like 1 out of 3 wears a mask, so that's a ratio of investors, like the type of investors here, which is a good, fraction that the dominant do not wear masks. But it's funny because the one that doesn't wear a mask back here is very much like money interested, right? Like money motivated, but also money like as in a way to control. Whereas this is a way to, like the closest one is looking at money as a way to invest. Very interesting. And the closest one, yay. Okay. Clarifier, may I? From here or from here? No, from here. When I turned it this way, it was correct, the energy. Oh look, bottom of the deck is 10 of guns, 10 of swords in reverse. That's Phoenix energy. So anyway, when I turned it this way, I also felt like a light psychic attack on the back of my, like, yeah, just right around here. It was very light. So I don't think that was for me. I think that was associated with this energy. 5 of swords. Yeah, there's fierce competition. Yeah, I just felt like electricity right there, and starting to like linger right there, but it's still there. It's still there, whatever that means. Hold on, give me a second. hand. I am curious. Fingers. Middle is Saturn. Okay, so the Saturn finger. It is the balancing finger, the sensible side of family. The finger relates to responsibility, the family, and logic. On most hands, it is the longest finger. The Saturn finger should be straight, tall, and proud as evidence of a balanced life. Should the finger bend toward or cling to one of the other fingers on either side, it indicates an imbalance in the person's life. Well, it's not too bad. Mine shifts a little bit on both sides to the Apollo finger, the ring finger. Okay, blah 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 blah. Okay. So if it curves towards the Jupiter finger, which is the pointer finger, it reveals an outgoing nature, a person who revels in being around others. When it curves towards the ring or the Apollo finger, it is an indication of a loner. A person who prefers his or her own company to that of others. Well, that's kind of true. Very selective. The ideal length of this finger should be half the phalange longer than the other fingers. If it is longer than this, then the person will find it hard to move outside of his small social circle and will not wish to move beyond that comfort zone. No, I'm good. Okay. Yeah, okay. A short Saturn finger is a sign of a person who will never live up to other people's expectations. The world will be promised without anything ever coming of it. Okay. A person with the Jupiter and Saturn fingers of equal length may be more comfortable when indulging in scholarly pursuits than in conversation, and this tendency is heightened if the joints are knotty. However, very little will come of all this knowledge. Somebody doesn't want me to say this. Okay. As the individual is likely to keep all that he learns to himself. You know, that reminds me of like dark practitioner hermeticist type of energy. Like they try to fake you, like compete with you. It's kind of like Goodwill Hunting, like the competition in the bar. They talk around in circles like that, and but it's anyway. When the Saturn and Apollo fingers are of equal length, so oh wait, is it this and the ring finger? The subject is likely to be a great risk taker and will often behave in a foolhardy manner. Anyway, we didn't need to know all of that, or I didn't, but maybe some of my collective is curious. Especially when I felt the like electricity there. So maybe I'm much like this investor, because if there's like a lot of competition where you're kind of opted into like a war zone, that means that the implication is that you'd rather like kind of be on your own. And how do I say it? Because this provocation, right? And because of the provocation, even more so it emphasizes like I'd rather just like kind of keep to myself. So I feel like that. I mean, I'm only speaking to that. I mean, there might be other things that we could rationalize that pair up to the Five of Swords here. But the common thread between me and my divine collective, whether a new investor or not, I feel as though my divine collective is also, you know, in a way, investors. Um, mm, they're investors. So anyway, the common thread is the Phoenix type of energy. Like when we are doubled down into the Five of Swords type of atmosphere, not only do we win, but like we just want it, you know, ended ASAP, you know? So we double down on it, and then that's how we get the Phoenix energy. Okay, top of the deck. No secret to our sauce. Oh, look at the Empress again in reverse. For sure. All right, okay. So new sun. What? Oh. It's like a bouquet. Like a big ass bouquet. Expert. This is the Magician in reverse, the Lovers in reverse, the High Priestess, and Judgment coming up. So in the meantime, we're documenting, we're keeping note of those dark practitioners, the people that, the energies that are not only not vibing, but they're striving to not vibe. This is like sex magic type of energy. Not saying that all sex magic is bad, just saying that these are the ones that use it to gain leverage. And so we know this, and so Judgment's coming up, you know, we're documenting, we're noticing these things, we're observing, like there's extreme focus and objectivity. That's the main messaging, main takeaway from yesterday. And so things are moving quickly, obviously, because the integration, the application is almost like, it's like day and night. And so this supposed training program is successful, is proving to be successful. You know, I was wondering, I was like, what if I'm like part of like some kind of experiment? Oh, look, oh my gosh, I just flipped over the you know, Three of Swords in reversal, and look, it was the Empress again in reverse. We got to put that down. Like, this is for it to show the third time. Holy crap. Okay, so since her arms are outstretched, I'm going to go ahead and pick 2 cards from here for each side. Because, like, the vibe of this is almost like the High Priestess here. So, especially with comparable to the Book of Shadows Tarot, As Above, So Below. Which one is it? I think it's As Above. The hands outstretched. And that's like one of the singular positions tripled in the Judgment card for that specific deck. So again, okay, we'll pick 1 for each side. This is first one. It is Page of Cups in reverse. This is self-love. Okay. Activities of self-love, and also, again, tactile, tangible activities. Emphasize there. Like, I understand. Times are tough out there. So, you know, it doesn't really take much. Like, we don't have to schedule a spa day, or because we don't have the resources at this moment to do that. We can't like, I was listening to another reader yesterday, and they were suggesting like, oh, and if you want to, if you're thinking about a certain hairstyle and getting your hair done and this and that, like, you know, you go for it, sure. And it's like, okie doke, like, what? I couldn't do that last year or the year before that. Not complaining, just saying, like, it's it was extremely impractical, and I knew that it was not that reading was not for me. And I know that not all readings, like general readings, are supposed to be to the T, but whatever I like step into, it should be like quite accurate. The synchronicity like does not lie, so I know that it was not really for me. That I was more so wasting my time, like just continuing on with it. And so it's kind of like a blind date almost, or, any kind of date. And you're like, oh, fuck, I wish this was like a speed dating thing. Not that I've ever been in a speed dating, but like the idea of it. Um, it's kind of like that. so, like, what other, like, how you get those catalogs of like other, like community colleges or certain, yeah, community colleges, how they have the like summer classes that are more like not really like elective oriented, but it's more for like youngins or adults or whatever, but they're hobby based. And I used to keep those thinking that I could, enter into, I don't know, an extra 50, $60, whatever materials, and join a class, learn something new. And I just never could. I guess I valued my coffee like for 2 months total, um, versus the class that I would take. Like that's the same amount of money that it would take um, to join the class. And I don't regret that part, because there's self-learning. There's a bunch of tutorials online, and if you're self-guided to just engage, like just do it on your own without those tutorials. Like who says you're wrong for doing that? So that's what I did basically today. Very like how do I say it? If you were in like a room full of spiritualists at like some retreat or whatever, that's not something that for a fact that other spiritualists would care to hear about. Like it's nothing that would flatter your aura, your reputation, or whatever. That would not give you leverage. Um, I'm pretty damn sure. Um, yeah. And if it did, it would be more like patronizing. Um, oh, yeah, because there was I had to grab something real quick, and let me go ahead and just remove that real quick. Is it still there? Okay. Yeah, there's just a bunch of trolls. Okay, there's that. Yeah, so it doesn't, like, knowing the, how I say it, like, there is this, big, like, psychic event, like Conscious Life Expo, or, that that was talked about, but this 20-year whatever relationship, friendship, and I think it's like thousands of dollars or something to enter. It's like the Coachella of psychics. And it's and we had always talked about going, and she's gone to it before, but I never like came around to having the funds anywhere near like even half the cost of that. And so I'm glad I didn't, because that would be a huge waste of money for me, knowing that she placed me in touch with something local called like the Sedona group or something. That those were the, and I'm just speaking of my personal experience going to a couple of those events that it was just bullshit. Like I did buy a couple, I did support a couple of the vendors there, but the way they like, oh, bad energy, such bad energy. Like, I'm not just talking about the attendees, like it's a congregation of energy vampires. Like, even the ones that look like almost like goddesses, supposedly, it's like the worst ones. I don't feel like having this forum to discuss any further about it for today, but I'll bookmark that for later. I just feel as though if you are a practitioner and are within your pursuits to learn and feel out energy and know exactly what I'm talking about, I think it's called the Little Sedona Group or something like that. Um, I'm never going back there. Like, I would, how do I say it? I would go back to establishments before I would find myself going back there. Not because I don't think I can handle it. It's because I don't want to waste my time there. I don't want to, there's no need for me to, you know? There's nothing of benefit for me to go back to there. So that says a lot. Okay, so anyway, all ways that we can honor this type of energy, being objective. Second one. This way. Strength, accentuated in its reversal. No, it's accentuated, but it's the reversal means something else. Somebody keeps tapping me like right over here. Like, come on, let's go. Yeah. So, in visiting old places, that you already acknowledge to be of, little to no value or even limited, you understand like there's nothing else that you can, like, you've grown past that. That's basically it. Outgrown that. In fact, this Empress is only like in a loincloth, so it's shedding skins, really. And the cocoon status, yeah. Okay. So the new sun. And driving back to, no, I don't have to go back to this. Okay. To explaining myself. Here we go. Yeah, that's the right move. Okay. This way. Wheel of Fortune, yeah. So let's move forward to something that is, oh gosh, it does look like a sun card, but it's like a ring of fire. But it's a mirror also. Something that reflects us, that shows, like, features how daring we are and not going to the same old, same old. Oh, oops, sorry. Bottle girl. That is the Page of Cups. Oh, talk about bottle girls are, at the club. And the thing is that it's showing me that whatever type of club it is, bottle girls are considered, I guess, like parallel activity to the entertainer. Do you understand what I'm saying? So some people may think like, oh, I'm just the bartender, I don't do that. you know, it doesn't make them any better. You know what I mean? When you're supporting the same establishment, whether you're a doorman or a DJ or whatever, or an entertainer, it's still like you're still considered like at the level of how do I say it? The level of the weakest link. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's just because I know that there's like some inner fighting. It's like inner like I'm better than you at every establishment. Yeah, definitely. Hmm. And some of the girls, or guys, let's say whoever, you know, because there's different kinds of establishments, think that they're graduating the entertainer status by becoming like a bottle girl, bottle boy, whatever, or bartender, or even a club manager. But they're not. They're not. It's just the illusion of so. Like they know that even when they achieve like a manager kind of managerial type of position, because they never ever want to mention that this is where they started. You know what I mean? I just gotta say that. I just gotta say that. Um, like I never had any beef with anybody with that matter, but and I don't think anybody really had any beef towards me, but I always heard it through the grapevine, pertaining to other energies. And like it wasn't isolated towards me. Like if somebody felt that way, oftentimes it was like a blanket statement, you know? And even at that, I was still considered like one of the exceptions. I don't know why, but yeah. Okay, anything else? The new sun. Talking about the new sun. So, let's clarify on the bottle girl here, why that showed up for the Wheel of Fortune here. This landed against my my tea. I forgot. 7 of Wands in reverse. Okay. If you're talking about what we just talked about, then that would be like a humbling. But this is more like this is respected. Oh, okay. So in the previous this was the Page of Cups in reversal. One of the things that the Empress it keeps like doing that here. Like somebody keeps tapping me. And there might be some energies that feel like okay, come on, get to the point. And I used to get that in previous, you know, phases of my life. Like that was their critique, you know. And I think that's maybe zodiac sign based. Like certain people have a tolerance for how things are communicated, a certain threshold. And so that was the common critique that I was given, to not articulate better, but to work on my public speaking so that I'm better well received. And I have mixed feelings about that. If I put my ego aside, just like shove it aside, like shut up, shut up. Let me just think about this here for a second. I would say that I like the way I communicate. The only cringe factor is if I give too much weight in having to defend myself, because I hear this nagging voice and having to like puff my chest out, like, you know, I'm like, how do I say it? Act above it. like over accentuate, like just overdo it, and people don't deserve, you know, the best of me. Because the best of me doesn't really come out in that manner. It doesn't come off that way. But as far as getting to the point, and I think this is the way things roll with me. Anyway, Seven of Wands in reversal. This carries over from yesterday's reading with the Light Seers Tarot. It's being well respected, and it's emphasizing this bottle girl here, this Page of Cups again, but it's an upright. Okay, so all that was invested in taking care of myself, knowing that it's going to be a future investment, paying it forward to the new sun, the new my destiny. um, it is paying it forward. That's what it's showing me. So it earns a respect of others. Like it kind of, I'm amongst other victors. People who have been through similar cycles of comparative views. Like I'm better than you, that kind of energy when they're really not. Oh, that's definitely like this. Who shot you? 8008. That's exactly what it looks like when my ex texts me. Except there's pages and pages and pages of it. Yeah, definitely. Let's go ahead and remove that energy. It may or may not be my ex, but it is the mirrored energy. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people that like straight to the point energies, but when I go to other readers, and they have that, it's very much rehearsed. They have their notes copied off of other readers, and you know, I consider those footnote readers. Not dissing everybody out there, but I know there's a good bunch out there that do that. Yeah. So that's cool that you're you understand. You understand. Everything really has its what do you call it? It's meaning. Yeah. So I don't rush myself through the process, and those who can't stomach that, they don't have to be on lives. They can wait till after the thing is posted and run it on 2 times or 3 times the speed. Like, it doesn't hurt me. I do the same shit. So even when people go on lives, I come in a little bit late so I could run it on the 2 times 3 times faster speed. I get all the content and I'm good. Anyway, go like this. Both. Yes. Okay. So first one was the Emperor in reverse and the Hangman in reverse. So this is an awareness of bullshit energy. Yeah. Oh, wait. Well, that's true because I had to remove without creating an exit plan for certain energies. Oh, this is also coming into the awareness, like when you're out there on the field and you're, just at objective stance, you get to see the world around you, and you come up with the assessment, like, okay, I think I got it. I think I know what kind of environment I'm in at this time, and I have to, it's about being a boss, but without like being someone of affluence, but not being so flashy about it. Like, I don't need to prove to these energies that they're wrong, that I don't need to do any psychological assessment with them. like I did upon the intro. It's already been like 60:06. Oh my gosh. I don't really need to waste much time on that. I think it's one and done. So if I experience another energy like that, I don't, it's just gone. That's it. This is also dominantly an external energy that is remaining objective, like observing, like in stadium seating, closer to like nosebleed seat level. Yes. There is an emperor energy around that has come up with their own conclusions. So what does this have to do with the new sun? Is this, they don't want me to read them, really? They don't want to be called out. I mean, they're in a position that they deliberately place themselves. But I asked if it was part of my divine collective, and they said no. So is this not my divine collective? It's also a no. It's a neutral energy that is not expressing or identifying themselves as supportive nor unsupportive. Interesting. They're present to make some assessments, and they have, and it looks like they're exiting almost. No, not exiting yet. Anything? Both? Okay. Knight, no. Yeah, Knight of Cups in reversal and Ten of Cups in reversal. So this energy has a hidden level of respect for me and love for me, and therefore by default, a portion of that extended to my collective. Like there's a respect for what I do. More so admiration. But you can't have admiration without respect, right? Yeah, that's true. So this would be labeled more like a hidden admiration rather than like straight up respect. Like straight up respect, it calls for with coming from the Emperor energy and this hidden aspect. It's more like there has to be like greater actions to warrant that kind of verbiage, like straight up. Yeah. Five of Pentacles in reverse. Yeah, no lacking for sure. In a way, they're saying that's correct. You did not omit any data from there, Tina. That's funny. Are you new living 9968? Three of Cups, extroverted. Very well celebrated for sure. Okay? Straight up. Like to say to kind of like express the 10 of cups straight up, like outright, that would be that's way too much. If I did that, that would be like there needs to be some context. Otherwise, like that would be complete fandom. That would be like, and if not fandom, like because I'm not like how do I say it? I don't have millions and billions of outright followers. So that would be like almost considered like love bombing. So that's why it's just great. Like we don't say that. I just say celebrate you. That's funny. Okay. This is an individual thing, not a my divine collective thing. You've been watching me for the past couple of months? Then you would know that not only am my, spirit guides involved, but my expanded divine panel of the infinite eight. You would know who those figures are, right? Pop quiz. Are you feeding me lies? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But that's true. That's how my brain operates. Like if that is true, then name off who my expanded divine panel of the infinite eight figures are. If you've been watching me for the past couple of months. I've had so many people feed me so many lies and stories. All right. The hangman in reverse. The sense of awareness. Yeah. This is lit. Where is this at? What song is that? It's Subtronics. They go, ooh, that's lit. Oh, it's Christronics. I read it so many times. It's come up on so many times, so many occasions. There's something about it. There's like a Dark Night of the Soul type of energy, like Batcave type of energy. Do you see? Interesting. There's a huge sense of awareness here about the ongoings of others. Like, the posture on this energy, even though gravity is working itself, because it's in like removed from the hangman energy and it's still very poised, very much aware. I am bodily aware, physically aware, and also energetically aware of what's going on around me. Like I am capturing basically a candid view of everything that's going on. Like it's as though, is this me or my divine collective? This also includes my divine collective. That it's as though people are talking about us without us knowing. I mean, how do I say it? People are talking about us as if we are not there, but energetically we know it, we sense it as if we are there. Yeah. It's like I'm not purposefully trying to see if other energies are trying to tap into me. I'm just notified. Like when I told you about my lip twitching, like it was twitching like a lot. A few days ago, 2 or 3 days ago, I was just laying down. I wasn't thinking about other energies. I was just in my own game basically. And it just came up. And so the patterns, like people are doing like evil, like spell casting to that is supposed to target like your down times, your break periods, trying to create a breaking point in your break times, so that there are no breakthroughs. Do you understand? Like that's what kind of energy is abound. Me, my divine collective, not really my divine collective. There, it's not as exact. There's a different degree for my divine collective, but it's extreme for me. Is the targets are multifaceted, almost like, you know how there's like a magnifying glass and the sun is basically, yeah, magnified. The energy is very much isolated. We're talking about that level towards me. So I know, you see, like there's the illuminated energies, like a powwow gathered there. Mm-hmm. You're telling the truth, living on living. Oh, um, I'm, I don't know, like, I think if you've been here for watching me for the past couple of months, you would know the answer to that, like, easily. That's not talking smack on you, but, yeah. Okay. Um, answer. Do not answer. Do not answer. Yeah. Okay. All right. So there's that. Okay. Anything else from here? Not at this time. Okay. Oh, where's my tea? I need to have some of that. Hot. Nice. It is sock weather. It's sock weather. That's the bottom of my sock. Go to bed with socks weather. All right. Anything else? The new sun. Okay. Give me a second. Okay. The new sun. Eight of yeah, oh my gosh, that's so weird. Eight of wands in reversal. Like the smackdown has been laid. That's crazy. Like I don't need to answer to anybody. Like if I don't need to defend myself either or feel worried that I might lose a subscriber or a viewer or whatever. Like I don't need to answer to energies that don't get it, don't understand, really, that should be very obvious. Like I'm constantly addressing my whoever it is that I'm speaking to or referring to or referring from. And there's a lot of energies that out of the the few energies that have physically subscribed and followed certain social media platforms, like my profiles, there's a good amount that do not respond, do not communicate with me, unless like there's a large amount of them, and all for varying reasons, but dominantly that's not how like people like interact one to one. So you gotta like I am meant to question that. My divine collective is meant to question that. hmm like the validity and oust accordingly or maintain accordingly. So that's it. That's crazy. Like, is this upcoming communications? Yes, just to me. But they're saying I stand correct on that. Yeah, that's it. It's okay. I'm not offended by that. And how I how I continue not to be offended by it is to leave those energies behind. Okay? Like, when it comes to ousting, like I don't make mistakes with that. I'm very, very patient. I'm very, very understanding. But yeah. King of Cups. Yeah, I feel it out correctly. As a healer, you'll know the difference between this and that. Yay or nay. And sometimes that means, like, moving slowly through feeling out communications. The show. That's a mean tortoise. What is this? 8 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, free yourself up. Yeah, definitely. Like, to get tangled in dialogues that where, how do I say it, either people don't get you, which is like of no offense, or they strive not to get you, like not to understand you. And so at this point, being the Queen of Cups is over, King of Cups is over here. That's Archangel Raphael energy. That's a healer, like healer of all situations, all relationships. And it's like, sometimes, like, the best thing to do in those with those energies is the least resistance, the better, to heal, to, like, be able to move forward. You don't let those things get in your way. Technically, physically, energetically, it's just like, you just move forward. That's it. That is simple. Okay. Yeah, because, like, that nonsense dialogue, whether, how do I say it? Because I'm not promoting ignorance. It's more like, at a certain point, that people are trying to do, like, energy siphoning, or run you in circles of confusion, like, to derail you from, from getting to certain points. Yeah. So anyway, this Page of Pentacles in reversal again. This is a direct contribution to self. Like, I'm gonna save my sanity. Even though I don't feel like I'm losing it here, I want to save up as many points as possible, as many credit points as possible, in the journey moving forward. I'd rather just pay it forward through, like, let's just preserve everyone's dignity here. That's what I feel like, for sure. Okay. Anything else? Yes? No. Okay, so I can move on with the takeaways? Yes, indeed. Oh, there's 5. I don't want to do 5 takeaways. Are we doing 5 takeaways? No. 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. These are all, like, 1 is, like, bingo for sure. Okay. Your one and only takeaway from this right now. Oh, you got a double on the 1. Okay. Okay, both are that way. Okay, so this one is Money Boy. So this is the Knight of Pentacles, extroverted, and the Two of Cups, extroverted. You have a lot of fair partnerships on the way to you. First it was like a lot of strong partnerships, and they said no, that's for you to determine. Um, and then, but indeed, there's a lot. And I said, okay, is it a lot of solid partnerships? And they said, some yes, some no. So, a, what was the first thing that I said? A lot of, I forgot. Whatever I said the first time. Yeah, that's what that is. A lot of a lot of fair um partnerships coming through. hmm Um, that's great. That's great. Okay, clarifier for you on that. Yes, this way. Five of Wands in reversal. Yeah. There's like no rebuttal. There's no like um like you don't have to beef up on customer service and worrying that there's like you have to address a certain issue because there's no rebuttal, there's no conflict there. Like again, this is an emphasis on fair um um partnerships. Now it's up to you to determine whether they are strong, um and they will dictate themselves as to be solid or not. So whatever terms and how you figure that out, or how the world figures that out, because I'm getting strong is you as a determining factor of judging that, and solid is like an environmental, like out of your hands kind of thing. Yeah, like something external that confirms that, you know. Yeah. So when you say like, oh, that's a solid relationship. Oh, it stood the test of time. That's what we're saying. And like for me, when saying strong, that's a strong, partnership. It's not just, it didn't just stand the test of time. Like it's not just like a veteran, like of the trade, the craft, or what do you call them when they're vested? Like people are vested within a company. It's not just by the amount of like, you don't get automatic leverage by just investing the years. So outside of like that being solid and reliable is more like the strength is determined by like one's character in changing conditions. Like, do they maintain neutrality when things got tough or whatever, or did they because I don't always consider like blind faith, like going along, because that's like okey doke brotherhood, kind of things that I experienced in my previous relationship, like the circle of like bros. I didn't realize that a lot of like the hee 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 ha 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 jokes, storylines about their personal relationships or their escapades was more than just like story and for like just shits and giggles. I didn't realize that those things were realities. Like holy smokes, like people it's weird, like and that's not even blind faith. It's just I got you type of energy so that you can back me up when shit goes down in my stuff, and you don't have to question the validity of what's going on in my stuff. You know what I mean? It's crazy. If you said so, you said so. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah. You got my back when I say things are cool, right? That's what I'm talking about there. So that's your takeaway, my divine collective. My 3 takeaways are, first one, do I take the others? No, I don't have to. It's this, but it's like a short term, and then this is more inverted. Okay, so this is short term, which is 5 of Pentacles in reverse. No lacking. Okay, so that picture, I understand it. And then in reversal, inverted. Yeah, so no lacking, especially with self, like whatever. No lacking, especially with self. This is not just abundance mindset. Okay, I'm gonna get this one too. They said I can do this one straight up. 7 of, yeah, no, like no lacking. So many options, Tina. So many options I have. New sun, you know? A lot of great resources. Not lacking at all. Like, and I don't have to, be so, like, how do I say it? I don't need to, like, there's no struggle with sobriety. Like, it's, you see, like, these bottles are tied up over here. I mean, not that I have an issue with that, but like, it, let's say in certain environments, like I just need to chill. Like there's a lot of anxiousness that I have, and it would just be nice to like smoke out just for like a little bit, like half a blunt, like just a little, like, so I find that sometimes, I will, have a tendency to default to like, oh, just, there's no, like, I'm happy enough, I am fulfilled enough not to resort to that kind of mindset. Like I don't need to have that dependency, is what they're saying. So with all of these options, there's nothing that's going to rattle me enough to, like, even if they're like wonderful, exciting, like things that am I ready for this, that kind of energy that would have me resort to that kind of mind, like that way of thinking. And it's not to forbid me, like, not to engage in any of that stuff, like, but at the same time, it's a refinement on what my stasis is, even when shaken a little bit, you know? Yeah. Okay, my clarifier to that. Good morning. Yeah, I'm happy on live stream and not. I'm happy. Yeah. Someone asked. Okay, so my clarifier to this 5 of bills in reversal, inverted, and with the 7 of cups. Um, 6 of wands, inverted, pending. Something about like, okay. I win the world, but I don't have to win myself. What the heck does that mean? Like, I don't, oh, I'm already self-defined. Like, I don't have to win myself over. I trust in myself. I'm good with myself. So like the definition, like, you know, when someone goes like from rags to riches, or reaches a certain level of fame or recognition, it shouldn't, how do I say it? Like it's weird. It's like okay, it's not. So once that is achieved, it's not like I can just like sigh and say like, oh, that was, now I can say I'm a winner, you know, that like that's it shouldn't define that. Like the externals are not meant to define the internals. It's just like, okay, in what I just like, that mindset already implies that I'm good. I'm already a winner. That's good. So it's like wins over the world. That's kind of, well, let me get, I'll just, because I usually don't get that kind of messaging. I mean, I haven't received that kind of messaging before. But again, this is a new sun. This way. 10 of Wands. Extroverted. Win the world. A lot to take on. Oh, you know, being seen by the world, for an introvert naturally is a lot to take on. Like that's a lot of energy. When a lot of people notice you, like blatantly notice you, not just like undercover notice you, like I know that person, you know, but I shh, you know, it's a lot for someone like me. So therefore it's a lot for me. I mean, that's 16 wands amplified. That's the Tower card. That's, yeah. This is being seen for sure. It's like let me show you here. Okay, so the way it's laid out is like this. You see how the glow, it's shared, it's carried out, you know. And this person's like, did I make a mistake of that? Because you know, there's a lot of celebrities I see in my feed every now and then. It's like there's some that are like, I personally made this decision so that I wouldn't be out like in the eyes of, you know, everyone. But then there's other portions of my feed where it's like, oh, you're gonna hate it or whatever. And that kind of messaging, because of its extreme form, tells me that's kind of energy that might really hate it. But like to publicize it in that manner, there's also and again, that form of media is just a snapshot in time, so things might have changed. But it's almost like somebody that doesn't want to share the limelight, that feels like it's I don't know. There's mixed messaging towards that, but mm, I don't know. I'm not really. I don't know. I don't really know how I don't know how to differentiate between the two, because I've never been anywhere close to that element of fame before in this lifetime. But I trust myself and my expanded divine panel of the Infinite Eight to help me navigate accordingly. So from here forward, especially with what I've experienced, and looking at other readings, like I've heard like some people say like, oh, you keep hiding yourself, or you need to put yourself out there more. It's all bullshit. And I know now, here moving forward, if I encounter any readings like that, I know they're bullshit. Like for me anyway. Like I just have to move along. That's not mine. That kind of energy. Because I know for a fact this emphasizes I am not hiding myself, you know. Don't let anybody speak upon your life and make you try to second guess what you're doing, what you're not doing. That is firm. Because even as I try to move this, you know, because it was in close proximity layered, even if I move it farther along, it still attaches. That smoke signal, whatever that volume still attaches. So whether I'm this close to it or like, you know, hiding a little bit, like maybe that's true, you know, maybe I do need to, you know, like accepting that as a truth, whether there or like stand apart from it, objective, it all still connects. Like, I'm there. I'm there. I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm there. Okay. So my second takeaway is, oh, oh my God, 3. Okay. All upright. Yes. No. No, it's yes. Okay. Evil. Okay. In reversal, that's the devil in reverse. Wheels. Okay. So chariot upright. And then the gunman or the hierophant. No, the king of swords in reverse. This is internal and external. Yeah, this is, this is like affirm, talk your shit, Tina, and your divine collective shit. Tina, for sure. That's what they're saying. In a king's version, in a masculine form. So like if I need to throw down words, cut people down, cut people off, it's firm. This is like almost emperor energy, but the emperor's go-to person, like the executioner type of energy. Like they have no feelings really attached to it. It's just what is to move along. Like I know I don't control everything, but I'll be damn for sure like what I'm gonna, what energy I'm going to allow to be around me. Again, this is not about free access to like people getting free access to us at this level. Like if I allow that for me, that means that I'm inevitably and in some way I'm going to allow that bullshit for my collective, and we're not down for that. Okay. Clarifier. This way. Okay. The star card for sure. So I am one with the celebrities, the well-known. Yeah, these are energies like you. Like, how are you going to employ the proper security, bouncers, or whatever when you can't do that for yourself when you're solo? Like, when you're, let's say, when you're taking a shit or a shower, you're solo, okay? So you're managing, especially within this realm of energetics. That's personal management of energy that's abound. And so there's yeah, there's a primary force of like saying what stays, what goes, and what needs to be like completely extricated. So for sure, that's cool. All right. My third takeaway is, okay, this way. 10 of Pentacles in reversal, extroverted. I am enough. I am enough in all of this. Whether or not I opt to amplify security measures or like through payroll or through exchanges and barters of services or whatever, like before there's any like hires basically, I I need to know, like I'm solid enough. Like I'm good. I am more than enough to conduct that. But it's also saying there will be plenty of funds to fund that. Like those are not just top dollar assignments, but top dollar associates. Hold on, let me see. That's true. That is so true. That's so weird. It's so weird to be talking like that when I don't know anybody, like I don't converse with anybody on that level. And I don't like, not to my knowledge. But that's true. That's crazy. Clarifier to that. The World card in reverse. Yeah, this is, hold on. It's kind of like it's a news cycle? Endless? This is like an endless cycle. Holy crud. What the heck? That's like, yeah, almost mystical. You know, like this is kind of like a psychic's crystal ball. But it's, you know, like how, there are certain, trinket knickknack magical things where people put like what do you call it, mica powder, like so that when you shake up like a snow globe or whatever, it has this mystical type of look, like glittery, but not, it's fine glitter basically. It's it has that shimmery mystical effect there. It's kind of like that here, you know. It's that multitude of like it's mystical, like how did that even, how did you do that, how, how did you do that, um like some people who are extremely religious would be like, no, seriously, how did you do that? Like, I need to make sure that I'm not working with like some heinous bullshit, you know, like what are you conjuring, you know, that like, are you, you still got your soul, right, Tina? um that's funny. I'm gonna check, hold on. It's this, like, chill, like, yeah, but it's more so this. Okay, so this is Four of Swords in upright and in reversal. Yeah, like they want to make sure that they can go to sleep at night knowing like that they're not going to be startled by some kind of like weird ass shiz, you know. hmm um no, you may not get a genuine reading. This is a general reading. Maybe that's a typo. I don't know. All right. So yeah, for sure, that's what that is. Yeah. So they said more so it's in reversal. So yes, I'm healed. Yes, I do have my soul. The whole bits of it. Um. Mm, life is just very mysterious. Yes, life is a mystery. Everyone must stand alone. That's funny. Like some people may, who are very very gifted, like you could say I hear you call my name and it feels like home. Yeah, and this person is at home. It's like, so they might hear, um like, be very clairaudient just as I am, so they might hear it through other forms of media too. Like, are you freaking sure, because this has never happened before, is at least this much. So there's that. Okay, that's it for now. Thanks very much for all donations provided in and of light and love that reciprocate equally and therefore abundantly. But now that this reading is officially over, I call back all my power, energy, essence, gifts, strength, properties, passions, pursuits from those that call upon, cast, generate, bring, magnify, multiply, or any variation thereof the aforementioned ill will, intent, thought from pattern and or entity to pass through the white light of the Holy Spirit for cleansings, for blessings, for reformatting to love and light energy, and to be refortified in me, only me, house free, no doubt and no judgment, except for all bonus points included. Thanks so much. Now let's give a round of applause for me fitting into my outfit even after dinner. Look, it's all good. Okay, now upon closing the portals in this reading, I send all energies back to their appropriate locations outside of mine with their appropriate karmas due, assisting with a sequence of rollout. In light and love, I close the portals in these readings. Now,